When I first started in the business years ago, I was at Merrill Lynch and a guy came in who was a mutual fund salesman for Calvert Group. And Calvert was the first, as far as I know, the first socially responsible mutual fund in existence. It came along around 1982, and he was telling us then how they invested, and I thought that was kind of a unique way to invest that long ago. And what has happened over the years is Calvert actually was bought out by Morgan Stanley in around 2017. So Calvert is no longer in existence. But I want to tell you the difference, because you're hearing so much about socially responsible investing, ESG, things like that. I just really wanted to break down the difference so you'll know the difference between BRI, biblically responsible investing, and SRI, socially responsible investing. So today I have with me Grayson Shaw. And Grayson, can you share with us exactly what is socially responsible investing?
Yeah, so socially responsible investing is pretty similar to biblically responsible investing in a couple of key ways. But at the same time is very different, and we'll get into that in a few seconds. But basically the premise of it is there are people that want to invest and they want to be able to make good returns on what they invest in, but they don't want certain things in their portfolios. And so with SRI, or socially responsible investing, or also known as ESG, environment, social, and government investing, basically what they're looking at is companies that are aligning with the viewpoints of groups like the World Economic Forum and kind of the Democrat Party in the U.S. as a whole. And so it's going to be companies that are doing things to support the environment, green energy, companies that aren't doing things to discriminate, is what they might claim, against communities like the black community or the LGBTQ community. And so in a lot of ways, it's similar to what we do as far as screening out companies and things that they don't like and investing in things that they do. But really and truthfully, it's pretty much the exact opposite of what we do as far as a moralistic standpoint.
So, when I first heard about SRI over 30-something years ago, one of the main things they talked about then was not investing in companies that participated in apartheid, also not investing in companies that produce weapons, this type of stuff. So the agenda, I guess, with SRI has changed considerably probably in the last 20 years. Wouldn't you say so, Grayson?
I would agree, and I'm not really old enough to remember some of the things that were going on 30 years ago when biblically responsible and socially responsible investing kind of got their legs. But I do remember my dad telling me that everything was going to be an ice age back in the 1980s, and now it's basically flip-flopped, and we're going through global warming, and the world's going to end, and we're all going to get flooded out now. And so that's one of the things that SRI is promoting now, and it's what these companies have as far as their stance on climate change and what their plan is. And your ESG score, if you're a big company, will end up getting hurt if you don't bow your knee to that sort of thing. And what a lot of these mutual funds will do is they'll look at your ESG score, and if it's not high enough, they won't put you in. And so we're not going to look at a company that isn't taking climate change as seriously as they should. We're more concerned about what they do as far as abortion goes, what they do as far as their promotion of sexual immorality. And so we're not really as worried about what they're doing to promote ideologies that really are just a part of what the elites want us to think and want us to do.
Really focus on not investing in the things that God calls sin, such as abortion, pornography, anti-family lifestyle, things like that. So do you think there's a possibility, Grayson, that there could be a possible overlap where maybe some of the same investments that are in a BRI portfolio could be in a SRI portfolio?
It's possible, and I imagine that investments like NVIDIA that we just did a video on the other day, it's the second largest company by market cap in the world. I imagine that's going to be in a lot of SRI portfolios since it's so big and since it's done so well. There are probably also some companies that are pretty small that might not fail biblical screening that might make it into our portfolios that do things that align with SRI and BRI portfolios. But really the things that are going to be mutually exclusive are going to be what we don't allow into our portfolios. We're not going to look at a company that is supporting gambling and say, hey, we're good with that. And a company that is just SRI, socially responsible, they're just looking at what they do from the environment. They're looking at what they're doing to help the poor, that sort of thing. And what we do is we're looking at what they're going to do as far as promoting biblical values.
So, I think if you really look at these investments, really the bottom line with both of them is they both want to be a good steward of the investments that they have and the performance that the funds or the ETFs or the stocks actually produce. So, with BRI, we have some mutual funds like Eventide that has grown really rapidly from 2008 to today. They have grown from basically a startup to about $4 billion in assets. I think with returns, it really is going to help push the how much funds, how many assets are actually invested in these portfolios. So the thing to do is if you're looking at a BRI portfolio or an SRI portfolio, you need to really look at the long-term track record of the fund or the ETF and actually see if it's actually beating the S&P 500 or whatever index it's compared to make sure that the money manager managing the fund is actually value added. Any comments you would have on this video, write it down in the comment section. If you like the content of this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell where you can get alerts every time we post a new video. Until next time, God bless you.